Do anything I wanna do. Do anything I wanna do. Do anything I can do anything.
Welcome back to Let's Help You Grow Now, because I'm here to help you grow now. Today's video, I'm going to be right into symphonic distribution, the future of music distribution, tech town hall with symphonic distribution. I'm also going to bring something to you guys' attention where now on Spotify takes 1,000 streams to be eligible for payout. I'm just going to catch you guys back up on some game. Because I've been close for making videos and stuff like that. Starting in early 2024, tracks must have reached a threshold of at least 1,000 streams in the previous 12 months to be included in recorded music royalty pool calculation. So that just means you gotta reach that 1,000 stream threshold, which is gonna be like at least about what two to $3. That's nothing. That's not even enough for a payout anyway. So that won't be a big deal I worry about, but that'll be a big deal I worry about. But you should be able to get 1,000 streams as soon as you release. If you set up an email list, you got followers on social media, you feel me? You should be able to hit those 1,000 streams out of nowhere. You feel me? So, uh, yeah, I need to take that in account. Now, let me put y'all on some more games. Spotify takes down music. No, I'm gonna say Distro Kid with fake streams. The majority of the streams on your release are found to be artificial. Your music will be likely removed from streaming services, and royalties that were earned from the artificial streams will not be paid. You also may able to receive a warning from DistroKid, or a DistroKid account will be closed. Mhm. Now let's do TuneCore. Y'all stay here because I'm putting you on some game right now. So it'll all make sense in a minute. TuneCore may go far as completely close your account, restrict your ability to withdraw funds if determined that they are participating in fraudulent behavior. Our full terms on the subject can be found here. All right, so I brought up these two distributions, DistroKid and TuneCore, because what they're doing now, allegedly, if they so call that you have fake streams, they're going to take your music down, bro. Straight up. So if you're getting fake streams, I will advise you to move to a different distributor or whatever the case may be, allegedly. But that's not even where it stops. That's not even where it stops because let me see. Y'all stay with me. Hold on. Make sure kid. I might do a ration of that. All right, so this person did a video about uh Distro Kid taking down music and stuff like that.
Distro tools on their website in order to correct them without talking to an actual person. Spotify has been in collusion with major labels for a very long time. Whether it's them owning shares in Spotify, Spotify paying them yearly advances to keep their music on the platform, or them helping shape editorial content. You think all those playlists changed their profile picture to Drake during his album release because they like him so much? That says fresh gospel, by the way. But lately, to implement a bunch of serious changes. Aside from paying artists $0 if their track doesn't get 1,000 plays within a year, they've implemented a change where they will charge.
And they'll charge you.
In fact, it's just getting worse. The longer I worked on this video, the more I uncovered and the more concerned I became. DistroKid is a service that distributes music for artists to platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Tidal, and many more. They are one of the most popular distribution services because they charge as
Let's search TuneCore. If you guys like, comment and subscribe.
I was not expecting the outpour of anger and rage towards music distributors. I did a video talking about an issue that I'm having right now on behalf of one of my clients, and kind of this more wide conversation on music distributors who are the gatekeepers. They're the ones that send your music to music platforms, and if you don't go through a distributor, you don't get to have your music on Spotify and all the places. And as a music attorney, my office gets hired because if you get locked out of your distribution account and you have unpaid royalties, we need to go and demand that those monies be released to you because they're yours. And with the TuneCore situation, this was the first time that I had a music distributor not only tell me that they're not going to pay the tens of thousands of dollars in royalties that are lawfully supposed to be paid to our client, but that despite us citing to relevant controlling law that says if you just take someone else's money and it doesn't actually cover any kind of damage, you haven't been sanctioned by Spotify, that wasn't even a thing at the time that this all happened, and TuneCore's like, no, your client's a big fraudster, he didn't actually get all of these streams, and so because of that, he's violated our terms of service. And pursuant to our terms of service, we can just take his royalties. And not only can we just take his royalties, but it literally says in the terms of service, TuneCore can give it to a third party. You can just give someone else my royalties. And again, that's if there is a claim that there's been fake streams, if there's been copyright infringement or trademark infringement or any of these things. So you're telling me you don't even have to prove it. And besides being outraged on behalf of my client,
You heard what she said? They don't even have to be proven. So say if Distro Kid or TuneCore contact you about them taking your music down, and they're not going to give you no warning. They're just going to take it down, whether you have fake streams or not. And they're not going to prove to you, well, they're allegedly not going to provide you any proof that you use any fake stream. And don't forget, they'll have something pop up on your dashboard like, hey, we detected 95% of your streams were artificial or fake, or 2% was fake. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like, so you can have 1,000 real streams and 500 of them are fake, and they'll take it down. Or you can have none of them that's fake, and they'll still take it down. So basically, I'm bringing this to y'all attention because right now what they're doing, they're doing false things. You can look up different articles, different stuff of artists, even bigger artists than me or anybody else that's super big. They're taking out their music as well, for no reason. You feel me? So I'm bringing this to y'all attention. And this is top music attorney. So if you have any issues, you can contact this person or whatever. If you run past any problems or anything. But I just went to this article. You can see reached out her distributor, the Distro Kid emailed that later that day to confirm that the track was removed and no explanation as to why. Distro Kid didn't give me a warning or reach out to me to ask about the issues. She says they just did it, and I freaked out. She contacted her producer. He explained to Spotify often performs the super songs they suspect have fake streaming when they paid marketing service manager artificial. So yeah, I'm bringing this to y'all attention to Distro Kid and mainly Spotify, but Distro Kid and TuneCore, they ain't in cahoots, and they're just taking people's music down for whatever reason. Y'all need to make you a website, put your music on here so you can sell directly to people as well. That way, if in case something happened like that, you'll still have your music going, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, let's go back to her, see what she's talking.
I have been an independent artist for a long time, and my entire mission with my Top Music Attorney YouTube channel is to empower artists to protect themselves and to not get taken advantage of by these predatory practices in the music business. And I guess I'm just thinking, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't read all the terms of service for all the music distributors. I'm hyper-focusing on TuneCore because this is the company that I'm dealing with right now. But the reality is that with hundreds of thousands of artists and taking their royalties, that really is kind of a side hustle for TuneCore,
Yeah.
right? Think about it all together. Like, how much money is that? That is never actually making it to the artist because they just get locked out of their account. And in the case of our client, he's paid over the course of several months a lot of money in legal fees. Now, granted, we got a response, we got TuneCore on the phone, all just to have them say, no, we think your client is a fraudster. And in fact, they actually called him a scumbag. And I'm just sitting there on this phone call and I'm just like, I've done this for almost 10 years. And I deal with attorneys and I deal with difficult situations all the time. And I've never had someone just to be like, out of my sense of personal ethics, I'm not going to release the funds to your client. And I'm like, even if what you're saying is true, and if you guys, go back to the other video I showed you, our client paid like 25 grand in Facebook ads, and then there was a huge spike in traffic. He had like 19, million, it was almost 20 million people who saw his ads and the impressions and the amount of like 161 million. And so just being like, look, you're saying all of this stuff. You haven't produced any actual documents. You haven't even produced applicable terms of service. And you're also just blatantly insulting our client. And you're like, he's not a real artist. I go, says who? There's incredible artists who make all kinds of very unique, niche kind of music, even stuff where it's like sleepy time music and they're, ambient music. And so I'm just not even going to get into the conversation of like what is defined as music or who's a real artist, but like we even played that game. And we went down the rabbit hole and we showed, stuff to prove that our client is a real artist, screen.
Yeah, she was talking about her showing proof that, the artist spend real marketing dollars, real places, especially with the ads and stuff like that's super real, et cetera, et cetera. And they still trying to not pay the artist what they're due, all because the artist is independent and not a big artist like Drake or somebody, whatever the case may be. So I feel like they're plotting, like trying to stop the independent artists like you and me from doing anything. You feel me? So I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. What's going on. And I highly suggest you guys do not use DistroKid as a distributor and do not use TuneCore as a distributor. And also get your music up on your own website where you can sell directly to the consumer as well, just in case something like this goes down. And you need to save all your music. You also need to look into purchasing your own ISRC. I actually have, let me see, ISRC. I actually have document where the websites where you could purchase your own ISRC. You can just go on my website, LetsHelpYouGrowNow.gumroad.com, and you'll find it. It's on here. It's on here somewhere. You'll be able to find it. I'm actually trying to find it as I'm going down. I'm talking to you guys, but it's on. It's definitely on here now. And you can Google search it as well. But here you go, the ISRC handbook, where it just gives you all the information. So not only it will give you the ISRC codes, the UPC codes, where to get it at, it'll also give you the information that you would need. It goes more into detail. You can come on here and get it. I'm only selling it for like $20, so that's pretty cool. I highly suggest you guys do it. But yeah, if you have DistroKid or TuneCore, I suggest you remove all your music, because I'm telling you, if you're not if you're not getting fake streams, they're still going to detect you like you are. You feel me? You might have your music in a playlist or something, and they could be get fake streams, but that don't got nothing to do with you. They're still going to take you down. So and you're not going to get paid. You feel me? So I bring all this to your attention. Because we're going to go back to Symphonic, which is a new distribution, because I don't feel like going through all that with DistroKid and TuneCore. So I moved all my music to Symphonic. So far, so good, but they actually got some nice features and stuff like that. You can do sync licensing with them as well. There's a lot of good stuff that you can do. But the only thing I don't like about them is their dashboard. It need to be updated because I don't like it or whatever, but they're going to show you everything in here. And we're just going to react to this Symphonic. So switch to Symphonic distribution. I'm gonna have my referral link for you to sign up for Symphonic for like 5% off. you're gonna get something off, $5 off, or whatever the case may be, for you don't have to pay the full price. It's $20 starting out. You get 100% of the royalties. Your music drops everywhere. You don't have to worry about anything too much. That just takes care of everything for the year. It's $20 a year. But you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some of that off. You'll get special features. So let's go and get to it.
Let's kick things off. I think we have most folks joined. So hi everyone. Thank you for joining Symphonic's latest Tech Town Hall. I'm Allie Lieberman. I'm the VP of Product here at Symphonic, and I'm joined.
I'll also just let you guys know what I experienced with them so far. They're pretty fast. Anybody that you work with, you got to email them. You got to make sure you're emailing them more than once at least. But the very first time I emailed them, they responded literally that same day. Now, average, it takes them like 2 days on average to respond, but they still do respond. Because think of like a Distro kid, or think of like a TuneCore. It could take them up to a week to respond, sometimes longer than that. These distributions, they don't be responding like that. And I know you guys suffer that with Distro kid, where they take some time to respond. That's customer service is very important. You feel me? So I do like their response rate, but I'm highly suggesting everybody who watch me switch to Symphonic. And your releases get uploaded in a pretty much, good
By
state.
two incredible product managers who will talk about some new features that we've launched in the past year that we're really excited about. It's been a minute, I think, since we've had our last Tech Town Hall, and we're really looking forward to hosting a bit of a show and tell today. So if you're not familiar with Symphonic, we're an independent music company. We provide distribution, marketing support, so much more. We have team members located all over the world in the US, Brazil, Colombia, South Africa, and many other locations.
They have a lot of people in office in these different things in countries. Distro Kids staff is not that big, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's really not. So it's a good thing that they got a lot of people on staff and stuff like that. This is pretty much
so that we can work as
everything.
closely with our artists and labels as possible. We offer many services to our clients. In addition to getting your music out to over 200 platforms, that's our core offering, but we also offer video and physical distribution. We offer promotional support that includes editorial playlist pitching. And of course, we have a suite of amazing technology that's available to you all so that you can better handle your business as a label or an artist. We've been super busy on the tech side over the last year, talking to a lot of you. We've been releasing a lot of new features. Some I'm sure you've noticed, others maybe you haven't noticed as much, but overall, we're really hoping that you continue enjoying your experience when you're accessing your Symphonic account. So I'm going to introduce the stars of the show. Jordan Wright, he's our product manager. He leads our growth squad. They're responsible for features that are aimed at growing our client base and ensuring that we have a good onboarding experience for new clients that are joining us. He's going to talk today about our feature called Transfer Track, which is technology that's unique to Symphonic, and it allows clients to.
All right, so when you see people like this, you can contact them, or at least try to contact them on places like LinkedIn. I'm also on LinkedIn at Little Scorpio King. LinkedIn is a place of professionals. So anybody that's on LinkedIn, got a business, an artist, even music artists, y'all go sign up for LinkedIn. Follow me on there as well. I engage with your content and stuff like that. But yeah, Symphonic, they're gonna talk about transfer. Now, this is one thing that I haven't seen no distribution company do yet, where, and they're gonna explain it, but I'm gonna say what I know about it. That way you guys know I'm not just trying to say, hey, go sign up for these people, and I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I actually use them now. You feel me? But this transfer where they'll automatically get all your music, whether it's on another distribution site or not. You feel me? And they'll automatically have it transferred, where you don't even have to enter the information. Like, how you go to DistroKid or wherever you go to upload music, you got to type out everything. Now, of course, if it's a new song, you gotta type out everything. But I'm talking about songs that you already released. It automatically has it there where you can automatically submit it to stores. And you don't got to worry about typing it out because you can be a lot of producers, there could be a lot of songwriters. All that information, that stuff be taking time, bro. So that's one thing I will say that got other distributors beat by a heartbeat. So, but yeah, they're gonna go more into depth with it.
Easily grab music that they've previously released with other distributors and bring it all over to Symphonic just using a Spotify artist link. You don't have to re-enter metadata. You can keep all of your playlist placements. It's very, very exciting stuff that we're looking forward to showing you today. And Colleen Shea, she's our group product manager. She oversees our analytics and royalty squads. They're responsible for all of the performance metrics you see in your account. That includes stream data, playlist placements, TikTok and YouTube analytics, and also our entire royalty interface, which includes split share, which she'll talk about today. She's also going to talk about our recoupment feature that allows clients to recoup expenses before royalties are split with contributors. It's a really powerful tool that we're happy to show you more in depth today. Right, a bit of housekeeping. Here's the quick agenda, which I mentioned. We'll talk about transfer track. We'll talk about split share and recoupments. If you have any questions during the session, we have our chat and Q&A panel open. So we'll do our best to answer questions that come in. If we don't get to every question, we'll try to follow up.
Because you know, with DistroKid, yeah, it's $20 a year, but they additionally they charge you for additional fees. The only thing about DistroKid that I'll still use now to this day and I'll continue using is their social phone. That's literally it. You know, these other distributions, they definitely need to add a social phone to it, but that's the only thing I use from them, social phone. That's it. Everything else, I don't really care about. You feel me? Well, it's not that I don't care about, but it's not good. They got recoupments too, getting Inscott scoop, managing expenses. So it's a lot of good things Symphonic got going on that I like.
With you all after the session. The session is also being recorded, and it will be made available soon after we wrap on our YouTube channel. So, all right, thank you again so much for joining us. Please, again, feel free to drop us questions in the chat, and we'll plan on answering them towards the end. Also, maybe in between some of these topics, we'll try to answer some as well. So, all right, Jordan, are you ready to kick us off?
All right, I'm ready. Thanks, Allie. So again, my name is Jordan Wrights. I'm a product manager on our growth squad here at Symphonic, as well as a musician and a client of Symphonic myself. So on the growth squad, we really focus on bringing our world-class tech to as many artists and labels as possible. So that includes actually launching a whole new product in 2022 called Symphonic Starter, bringing our world-class technology that was previously available to established artists and labels, bringing that to all the DIY folks, including people like myself that are weekend warriors or maybe just getting started in their music career. And we also focus on the onboarding, like Ali said, and making our technology as easy and accessible as possible, because we know that you want to spend your time making music and getting that music in front of people, not fussing with technology and menus. So that really brings me to transfer track, because one of our core ethos is making everything as easy and seamless as possible on the technology side. And when I talk to artists, when I talk to labels, when I talk to my own bandmates, I tell them about all the cool things we do at Symphonic, and they're like, yeah, we want that wider distribution network, or we really want to take advantage of those analytics features and that being able to really dig into our stream counts. Or they're tired of like maybe getting nickel and dimed at their current distributor and don't want to have to pay extra just to split royalties among their bandmates, or they don't want to have to pay extra, do extra work to recoup marketing expenses from a specific release. So they're like, yeah, I'm ready to make the switch, but then I'm really nervous about all of my back catalog. Maybe you've got just a few releases, maybe you've got over a dozen releases in your catalog. You really don't want to lose all of your streaming data. You also don't want to have to just re-enter every one of those releases just to switch distributors. So that's where transfer track comes in. And I'll walk you guys through a a real world example of one of my personal projects and show you just how easy it is to actually use this tool. So when you land in our homepage, you'll be able to come up to here to see transfer track. And then this is where you'll be able to see all the previous imports that you may have done, and as well as start a new one. So we'll just start with a new one here. And the first thing you'll do is drop in your Spotify artist link. So we'll come over here, find your artist on Spotify, click these three dots, click share, and copy the link. And then you drop that in here, click find my artist, and magically all of your releases are available. So you'll be able to see each release, what it's called, UPC, and the label. You'll even be able to click a player just to listen to it real quick. And you'll also be able to select which releases.
Like I told you guys, that's the only thing Symphonic is lacking in their dashboard is because it's plain. It's just black and white, basically. Like, you know how TuneCore, DistroKid, and other distributors, like, they have a good design, and maybe that's why they suck. Because they focus so much on the design, but, you know, trying to report artists and stuff like that for false information, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
You import and which you don't. And if you've got a particular label created on your Symphonic account that doesn't match what's on Spotify, we'll highlight that for you, because you may have an artist that may have, you know, releases under different labels, but that's okay because you can always make that change later, or that can just highlight, maybe I just want to include these specific releases and not these other ones. So we'll just import a couple, actually do these first 4 releases. And then if for some reason you've got more than 4, 5, 6 releases, and maybe you're working with over 20 releases for a specific artist, it might be easier to switch to the grid view where you can see everything this way and just scroll through a lot easier. So you can toggle back and forth this way. And then once you're ready to import, you've got your releases ready to go. Just click.
And if you're an artist that's taken down your music from a DistroKid or any other distributor to switch to Symphonic or switch to any other distributor, what you do is you go to like a Symphonic, you get the uploading the music. Well, you don't even have to do that. You can just do transfer. All you gotta do is just put your Spotify link in and they'll automatically transfer. But make sure you take down that music from the other distributor. Like, soon as you submit the release to the new distributor, go to the other distributor and delete that release. That way it won't get, you feel me, mixed up or anything like that, for your streams can transfer over and all your data, et cetera, et cetera.
Click import down here. And we'll watch in real time. It'll take a little bit longer the more releases that you have and the more tracks on each release. But you'll actually be able to see that real time processing here as we import each individual release. And then this is only 4 releases with you know, just 11 tracks, but that only took, I think, less than a minute. So if you've got a whole bunch of releases, maybe it'll take a couple minutes, maybe 3 or 4, but we've got a super fast uploading of all your releases here. And then we also tell you what your next steps are, because we'll pull in all of your metadata already. We can already see, you know, your album art and your release name, and we plug in the label. We'll also have all the metadata, but you'll also be able to make any tweaks that you want at that point before you actually review the release to push it through Symphonic's approval process. So once you've got that done here, you can actually just go to your releases and you'll see all of these here. They're all ready to go. And you can click on release and you'll see we've already got the songwriters, we've got the album art. Some cases we don't have the album art. You just might have to upload that again. And we've got any genres and any things that you may have already entered. And so you'll have to make a few tweaks here and there, but we've skipped you forward multiple steps in that release creation process. So it's really, in many cases like this one, you've already got the album art, just upload the audio files and you're ready to go. So that is our transfer track tool, and that's literally how easy it is to move your catalog over to Symphonic. I'll take it back to you, Ali.
Awesome.
That's
Thank you,
pretty
Jordan.
cool.
Yeah, that was great. Some questions coming in. We're answering them live also. Just a quick question. Maybe you can talk about this a little bit more, Jordan, just about how streams and playlist placements and all of that can be preserved if you use transfer track. I know a lot of clients that we talk to are really worried about losing that playlist placement or having their streams reset or things like that. Could you just talk maybe a little bit about that and how it works with transfer track?
Yeah, so like I said, we import all of your metadata. So everything specific to that release, including all of your streams, including your playlist placements in Apple, Spotify, wherever. We bring all of that info into Symphonic. So the only thing we don't have in most cases is the actual audio file itself. So we have everything, we have all of the streams. Once you import that, once you push that through the approval process, then you'll just need to reach out to your previous distributor. Usually it's as easy as sending them an email request that they get those taken down. And that usually takes just a few days. So maybe give it like, I don't know, 3 to 5 business days. And once those are taken down, we'll push our releases through, and it'll be a really seamless transition. So yeah, everything really does stay the same when you move it over, plus any changes that you make in that release creation process.
Great. Yeah. And just to clarify, the way we can preserve all of that is because we are bringing in the same identifiers, the same UPC, the same ISRC, and all of that. So that's why it does have that seamless transfer.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Okay. Great. So, yep, again, we'll continue to keep the Q&A open, the chat open. We'll save some questions also towards the end. But at this point, I think we can hand it over to Colleen. Colleen, if you're ready to talk a little bit about split share and recoupment, and how that all works on the royalty side.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Colleen Shea. I'm one of the product managers here, focused on royalties and analytics. Kind of picking up where Jordan left off. Maybe you've imported your back catalog, you've created some new releases, and the great news is you can start earning royalties, which is awesome, but it comes with needing to pay all of your collaborators. So thinking about, Jordan's band, it's one artist, the band itself, but it's got 4 different members. We've got a lead singer, we've got a drummer, we've got a guitarist, and they all need to be paid out. And this can be a little complicated because usually you're paid on a percentage per track. So maybe the lead singer has 40% on one track, 50% on another. And it becomes kind of a headache to calculate royalties where you've got like a tangle of spreadsheets with those different percentages, the royalties, and a lot of manual calculations just to get to the final answer of, all right, the lead singer is owed $40, the drummer is owed 50. And it's a bit of a headache. And then plus, like, you've got to have one member log into the account, withdraw the royalties, and then kind of distribute that offline. So that's where split share comes in, making it a bit easier, where we kind of take that spreadsheet out of the equation. And what you can do is just set the percentages per track in our system, invite any of your collaborators to set up their own free Symphonic account, and they can log in, withdraw the royalties after we've done all the calculations. And even better, it gives them a lot of tools kind of at their fingertips to answer their questions. So, people might have questions about, all right, great, I owed $50, but like, what was the breakdown by like release or track? And it used to be like emails back and forth, but now with kind of their own free Symphonic account, they can log in and see those breakdowns for themselves. Plus, in addition to getting paid out royalties, any of your collaborators also have access to kind of our great analytics where, royalties tend to lag behind, the streams happening. So they can log in and before they're paid, see how they're performing on Spotify, Apple Music, and also as well like some of our social platforms like TikTok and YouTube. So in terms of setting up that split share, it's pretty simple. Once you've loaded all of your tracks, you can see them here and you just can click into a single track. set the percentages as needed. And once they're saved, you don't have to worry about the royalties calculation anymore. Symphonic takes care of that for you. And then also to invite any of your collaborators to set up an account, you just come to this page. Find who you're looking for. And it's pretty simple just to send a quick email invite. And they can kind of click that email, set up an account for free, no extra charge. And they can log in, withdraw the royalties, and also see how they're performing on the different DSPs.
Okay, so they can join it for.
So this works great in terms of, splitting royalties between a band and also for a label, paying out their different artists. But especially with our label clients, they have some more complex payment agreements where sometimes they front an expense that needs to be paid out before splits kick in. And it adds like a different layer of complexity because there's a lot of different kind of setups where we've had one client who says, all right, I just paid in advance just to a remixer, sweeten the deal for the project. So you need just the remixer share to pay back that advance, and everyone else is getting paid out. Then we had another client who maybe fronted the artwork and marketing expenses for a release, but everyone's share needs to pay that back, from the label to the primary artist to the featuring artist. So, it's a lot of different things. And then kind of going back to the world of spreadsheets, it's another tab, tracking all the expenses, tracking who needs to pay it back, and then also kind of tracking the balance, kind of royalty period over royalty period. And that's where recoupments comes in. It's a really kind of powerful layer on top of split share that allows labels to kind of recoup expenses before the split's kind of automatically kicking in. I think what's great about our feature too is it has a lot of flexibility in terms of how you configure the recoupment. You can both select what releases should pay back the expense, and importantly, you can select who is paying them back. So if you just need to recoup from the remixer or you need to recoup from everyone, our system has the flexibility to set that up. So no more spreadsheets, and you can get back to making music. In terms of how that works, we would just want to create a new recoupment, select a name. And what's nice too is we can itemize expenses. And once you've entered those expenses, this is where you're going to select what releases your royalties, or what releases royalties should be recouped. So I can find that here, and I can add that. And here's where it gets really powerful, is that you can also edit who pays back that expense. So, maybe you had an agreement with Derek Case, he needs to be paid out immediately, and select that here. So only the proper people are paying back the expense. So I can hand that back to Allie for any questions or thoughts on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Colleen. This is great to be able to see that live and get more of an in-depth view. One question or topic, I guess, that does come up a lot when we're talking to artists and labels, especially those using some of our royalty features, is just level of transparency and what can their clients see, or their artists see, or their contributors see when they're using split share. Can you just talk a little bit about what that interface looks like on the other side for the payees that are involved?
Yeah, so payees can always log in and they can see their analytics and their royalties. And we also give our clients kind of a level of flexibility of what they want their contributors to see. So if you want them to see all the percentages on every track, that's important to you to provide that level of transparency, you can configure that. If you don't necessarily want to, you can shut that off. So we do allow that like control for our clients.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you. All right. Thank you to everyone who's, contributing to the chat, asking questions. We have a lot of great questions coming in. A few questions that have come up sort of related to what we're discussing. People are asking about both spatial audio like Dolby Atmos and also motion art has come up. We do offer delivery of both spatial Dolby Atmos and motion art. We're one of the few distributors that are preferred by Apple that delivers audio and assets in those formats. So that is something we offer. If you have questions about that, feel free to email us info@simdistro.com. But yes, those are services that we provide to our clients. All right. I think we are going to wrap up a little bit early today, but I do want to just go through some additional resources that we provide. So we have an amazing blog that a lot of folks are reading. We have some great content on there that our team is constantly contributing to and updating. So if you're not following our blog, be sure that you do. Great industry resources there. We also have a YouTube series, both in English and in Spanish. This recording will be posted to our YouTube channel. We're also looking to host one in Spanish, so that should be coming out.
All right, make sure you guys tap that link in my description. My bad, all that stuff. But make sure you guys tap that link in my description. And in the comments to sign up for Symphonic distribution. You get perks for signing up under my link. So that's what I'm telling you. If I was you, I would transfer my catalog from DistroKid, any other distribution other than Symphonic, really quick. All right.
Do anything I wanna do anything I wanna do anything I can do anything.